Yo, this is Hitch, joining you guys on the podcast and Behind the Mask with Two and Spikes. You know, you guys should click on and join with us, man. First time on the podcast, recapping last week's game with the Cleveland Browns and looking forward to next week's challenge with the Bills. So you guys should click and join us and, tell me what you guys think.
Let's go behind the mask.
Welcome back to another episode of the Behind the Mask podcast. I am your host, Takeo Spikes, and somewhere virtually floating around out there, my co-host. Where are you, two?
Right here, baby. It's your favorite plus size model, Tutan Reyes, in the building.
What's happening, my dog?
Hey, man, everything's great, man. Loving life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had a great weekend of games.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Championship week coming up now. We got to recap a little bit.
Week. Yeah, we got to recap, though. And, we really got a big game coming up. When you talk about the AFC, you talk about the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, they're the winner of their division, so they have to travel. The number one and number two team, yes, they are facing off against the Kansas City Chiefs. But without further ado, man, let's call in our player partner, man, from the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the captains of the defense. Man, y'all give it up for Anthony Hitchens.
What's good? What's good?
What's up?
What's happening, Hitch? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you guys for bringing me on, man. I'm doing great. Enjoying life. Taking it day by day. Dotting the I's, crossing the T's, you know.
Hey, man, congrats on a huge win over the Browns, my brother. And obviously it's going to propel you guys to the next stage, to the AFC Championship. You're not a stranger to that, especially after going through bringing back the hardware from last year. So, what's that experience is like, man, for the second time around?
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, every year is different. I mean, every team's different. Every year is different. You know, it just brings different feelings. You know, it's crazy. You know, we're all blessed to be in this position and to be able to get a chance to do it back to back. I don't think it ain't been done since the Patriots, 03, I think it was, or something like that, 03, 04 seasons. So, yeah, man, we're blessed. We're chopping up the bits. We're texting in group chats, man. We're ready to get back to the facility. Now the NFL got this protocol, so we can't get back to Wednesday, but we got a team meeting, a Zoom meeting. Honestly, I got 4 or 5 texts, no lie, from players on the team. Hey, man, I just can't wait to get back to work. So it's crazy, and I never been around people like this. And then shout out to Coach Reed and Veach for putting this team together, a bunch of guys that have the same goals, that same backgrounds, and it's crazy. Once we get on the field, we all just gel and connect. So the experience has been unbelievable. 7 years. I haven't played in the playoffs, I think just 2 out of the 7 years. So, I mean, I've been blessed, and my knowledge for the game, I'm just trying to feed it to the young guys and players around the locker room and things like that. So, yeah, it's been an amazing journey, and we just trying to, continue it and, make history, No team never done it 3 times in a row, 2 times in a row, since 03, 04. So we just trying to make history.
And you well on your way to making history. Incredible game, as Spike said, victory over the Browns. With this team, usually when teams go to the Super Bowl, they have that Super Bowl hangover. You guys had a tremendous start. Picked up right where you left off from the previous season, but y'all faced some adversity too, and it led into this playoff game with Pat Mahomes when y'all leaders went out. Mm-hmm. Was there ever a thought in your mind we might not make it through without one of our leaders and Pat Mahomes out there playing for us?
You know how crazy that sounds. Honestly, when he went out, I think the sense of urgency just picked up instantly. It's one of your guys go down. We had all the faith in the world in Chad, and he went in there and obviously he showed that he can close a game. Chad's been around for a while now. He know how to win ball games. So when Pat went down, I mean, of course, the best player on our team, the best player in the league, in my opinion, but. Take a second, oh, wow, he just went down. But once we see Chad warming up, we was like, oh, we're good. We're going to find a way to win this game. And we've been doing that for 2 years now. We just find a way to win. People wanted to say All the last 7 games came within a touchdown or whatever. Like, we don't care about that. We don't really care if we win by 1 point or 30 points. We just trying to get the win, and that's what we do. We just find a way to win. And sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes it's by the defense. Sometimes it's 40-39. Sometimes it's 40-3. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. The only letter that matters is the W. So that's our mindset. And I mean, it helped us 2 years now running and just find a way to win. Special teams, offensive, defense, just find a way. That's all Andy Reid talks about. Just find a way. And we did that.
You talk about finding a way to win, and then you say sometimes it could be ugly. But let's talk about what was pretty. The defensive effort that you guys were able to put together. You held Nick Chubb under 100 yards. I want to say he had close to 70. Yeah. Then you turned around and Jarvis Landry only had 20, maybe 20 yards receiving. Man, that's stupid, bro. So, like, I go back old school, and I remember Spags when he was with Philly. Then I remember when he went with the Giants and won his first title. So, like, tell me, how were you able to put that defense performance together from a preparation standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, Spags, man, he's in a locker room. He's in his office. He's in the individual meetings. Like, he's dialed in, and you know it, because the game plan he put together, it was so much, but it was so simple at the same time. I mean, you being a Packer, like, you look at the call sheet, there's a lot of calls, but once you get out there and play, you're like, oh, they're all the same, just different guys doing different things. But at the end of the day, it's the same call. So he did a good job leading up to the game doing that. And he just let us play. He said, hey, I'm just going to let you guys play. Let the best players, we have better players than them, in our opinion, as we did our, the scouting report. So he's going to be, hey, you beat your man, we win. And that's how he did it. And obviously it worked out in our favor. And that's the type of DC we have in Spags. He's going to let us just go, Wow. And he kind of got that vibe from us as maybe kind of when we turned around last year, about week 8, 9 last year, as we were getting a feel for each other and things like that. So he got that vibe. It was like, if I just let these guys just go and just be themselves, we gonna come up, winning 9 out of 10 times, instead of trying to do all the X's and O's and stop every play and all that detailed and stuff. He's like, hey, it's okay to make mistakes. You guys go out there and just play ball, and ever since he did that, I just feel like our whole defense just, just got some championship swagger, what we call it, and things like that. So we just roll the ball out and just play ball. It's simple.
Oh, yeah. So, like, when you say, like, when defensive coordinators give you that free reign to be able to make the plays, they have to have some type of trust into that field general out there. And we know about Tyrann Mathieu. We also know about you. Spags put you in the same company as, listen, you, Anthony Hitchens, is just as important as some of the old guys who I had contributors on my team. He talked about Brian Dawkins. He talked about Antonio Pierce, the inside linebacker for the Giants when they went on their Super Bowl run. Your ability to be able to bring everybody in and kind of direct traffic while out there on the football field, I say that's huge. I saw it a few days ago when you guys lined up and played. But when you look at that, I understand everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, what makes you so good at what you do, bro?
Yeah, I mean, that's my calling card. I mean, to be honest, like, once I got into the lead, I was just trying to figure out what got me here, what's going to keep me here, and it's just smarts, I mean, as you get older, your body breaks down, you start to pull muscles, I'm going to year 7 and things like that happen. So you got to find a different way to get better. And for me, honestly, I just dialed in, to the X's and O's of football. And there's only so many concepts you can run in football. So once I mastered the basics of football, through my first couple of years and things like that, I've been in 3 systems now and things like that. Spags gave me the keys to make checks or get us in and out of, we in zero pressures, and I see a quarterback audible. I know he's going to block it up, and our cornerbacks are on islands out there, and these receivers nowadays are running 4.2s and 4.1s and things like that. So I can get us in the zone and get us in and out of bad, or good situations and things like that. So once he gave me the keys, or he like talked to me like, hey, he pulled me to the side, I'm like, I really got to dial in now. Like, I can't let this guy down,
And look to throw, trying to set up the screen. Not there. Not tonight. Ingram laid out by Anthony Hitchens.
If someone gives me the opportunity to get us in and out of, bad situations, I went deeper in the playbook. I started learning D lineman jobs. I started learning our ends, our safeties, corners. So I'm just like, if a guy is willing to open up and give me the keys to, to get us to a championship, something that's bigger than me.
You thought you was going to see spikes this week, on this episode. Nope, it's your favorite plus-size model, Tutan Reyes. Check it out. Hitch is dropping some jewels on the Kansas City Chiefs and what it's going to take to get back to the Super Bowl. Y'all don't want to miss this. Stay tuned.
I really got to dial in, so it made me the love of the game just came so much more natural to me once I really dialed in and started doing things like that. And to be honest, I used to study the playbook, but I made sure I knew my job, maybe a D lineman on a check or, a stunt or things like that. But now I'm just like, I'm deep in the playbook now. He put a pressure in and I don't have nothing to do with it. I still want to know. We go base defense and I'm the Mike. I want to know what the Sam got. You know what I mean? You never know what situation you might get pulled into. So, yeah, once he gave me the keys, I just really dug deep in the playbook. And, I mean, it's a blessing. And it's showing up now. It took a little while, but it's starting to show up. And then now guys are trying to dig in the playbook too. So I'm just like, hey, look.
So basically what you're saying is by you having the keys to the Ferrari, they want to try that Ferrari sometimes too.
Yeah, for sure. People are like, hey man, how you like? I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna show you. This is how you do it. You want to make check. Like, and the thing is, I mean, you've been on great defenses as well. The more guys that know more things, the faster everybody plays.
Facts, yes.
So I started with myself, and now I'm just bringing guys along. And Beach and my linebacker coach House and Spags and telling me like, keep bringing these guys along. You get on them all during the week, and then Sundays you bring them along. And that's the motto I took. And there's some things that he say that stuck with me, but sometimes he just, Spags, he's just gonna present his meeting, but just some things I write down in my journal. So I got my notebook, then I got my journal. Some things I write in my journal and I could take to the everyday life and football, and then the football part of it, it's a whole different notebook. So there's some life learning lessons, there's some football lessons, it's everything with Spags, and I like it. So I dug deep for him. That's one of the guys I run through a wall for and things like that, because he just dedicated it to us. Sometimes you get coaches that just shoot you the game plan because that's what we're supposed to do. But Spags, he digs deep like players. So that admired me. So I just break my bag. I dug deep for that boy. So now we here and we just trying to just bring everybody along.
And what's crazy, man? I hear all this defense talk, this linebackers. As an offensive lineman, we used to go against y'all. So we, I hear you talking. We hated it, but one of the things that's dope, I think, is you guys are well on your way to another Super Bowl run, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't get any easier. This week, you face the Buffalo Bills and a talented offense led by Josh Allen. What are some of the threats that the Bills may pose that may be tough for you guys on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, that's enough right there. He's having a crazy year. Got better every year. I literally admire players like that just continue to get better. Don't matter the coach's situations or the head coaches or your team winning or losing. He just got better every year, and it's showing up. So yeah, he's gonna throw the ball. Everyone knows that 40 times a game. So we're gonna have our hands full with that, and then they just keep you balanced with the running game. Not to say they can't run it, but they keep you balanced and keep you honest. Let's not fool ourselves that their best player is their quarterback, and they're gonna mix in some runs to keep you honest. But our hands are full every week. There's only 4 teams left. It's gonna be good ball from here on out. So yeah, I already done dialed in. Got my iPad. To be honest, I got my iPad right next to me. I literally was watching film until I got on the call with you guys. So, yeah.
You ready to rock.
Yeah. So, we're going to have our hands full like every week, but we up for the challenge.
They say when you stay ready, you never have to get ready. And
Yeah.
when you look at the offense, everybody knows it starts and stops with Josh Allen. Like, to me, he's one of the few players that since he's came into the league that has gotten better, like drastically better every year. Now they bring over Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
Bruh, he's a problem.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, when you see his game and you see how they connect, also running the football with Devin Singletary, how they closed it out the other day, like, what problems do you see by Stephon being on the team now that they present?
Yeah, it's great. We played him early in the year, and we did some things to take him away. But, I mean, there's some players that obviously, just trying to take players away, and he's still going to get them touches, screens, reverses, jet sweeps. So he's going to get his touches. So we just can't give up, the 60-yard bomb or, make 4 people miss and go for 80. So, man, between him, then we still got Cole Beasley in the slot. I mean, I played with him in Dallas, so I know all about Beasley.
You all right, man?
Yeah, straight?
Yeah. See you grew the hair back.
Little bit.
We're good. How's the little one?
Good, bro.
They ain't little no more, huh? They ain't little no more, huh?
I know how tough he is. He don't mind if you hit him, bump him, throw him around. He's a small guy, but I mean, he doesn't. All the receivers are pretty small, but they're all tough. They crack block, they blocking linebackers and things like that. So, I mean, they created a good formula for what they want and keeping you honest on a run and pass. But I think it's going to get down to our D line versus their O line in the pass game, and we got 2 of the best rushers in the league with Chris and Frank, and put them on opposite sides and let them go. So, yeah, I mean, I like our odds in this game, and we just got to go back to work. Just same old, just go back to work. There's nothing else to it but just to work. People that work hard, good things happen to them. So we just gonna go back to work.
Pick it up like it's an offensive period, man. Go fast on him. Go fast on him. Good. Nice. Good job, Jordan.
Obviously, you guys know what it takes because you won the Super Bowl last year. But now it's a different year. You mentioned that earlier. And you have to prove yourself, not just every month, but it's every week, every day in order to get the results that you want. How is this run so much different this year compared to last year, even though it may look the same to the typical fan?
Yeah, I think it's if you're on the outside looking in, it looks the same. I mean, we've been winning a lot. I mean, we've been rolling, playing good ball, but there's way different opportunities for us as a team this year than it was last year. You know what I mean? Last year was like, oh, we've never been bringing it back home for like the first time, and things like that, like all the stuff to get you in the door. But once you get in the door, I mean, there's teams that's every week that just want to knock us off. And I mean, we slipped up early in this year with the Raiders, and we lost that game. And obviously, some of us didn't play the last game, and we lost another one. But every week, everybody pulling out all the tricks. I'm talking about. I come to the sideline, and I'll talk to my coach. I'm like, hey, that's the same play that Detroit ran on us last year in week 4. And then I'm just like, who's going back? Like they're going way back,
Yeah.
So basically you're saying you getting everybody best every week, regardless of who you play.
Week. Yeah. I mean, they're going back. Every play that hurt us from week 1 of when Spags first got here last year, all the way until now, we're getting it. Like I visually can tell you right now, I think it was the second quarter. The Browns ran a stretch, expecting us to be in zone and trying to get our nickel to run, but we kept them this week and ran stretch. It was the same exact play Detroit ran us in Detroit last year, and they just kept repeating it. And then I'm going on the sideline like, I've seen this before. I've seen this. So I seen it the second time, and I alerted our nickel like, hey, they're trying to put you in the box, and essentially, the small guy in the box by jet motion and things like that, because we bump a lot of motion. So I'm just like, wow, they really went all the way back to Detroit to pull that out the archives, to get some yards, and they had success with it. So I already know once we get in on Wednesday, that's the play we're gonna be practicing. That walkthrough, that Wednesday, that first walk through the corrections, and yeah. So it's just things like that we're getting people's best, and they're pulling out all the bad plays. I mean, from week 1 from last year all the way to this year, and so we're critiquing ourselves tough. Like we're not satisfied at all. Did I play my best game this weekend? No. I bet you everybody can say that on defense, and that's the best thing. When I'm the first one in the room to raise my hand, like, hey, I didn't do my job at 100% all the time, and then guys like, wow, he's saying that, I know I need to do better, things like that. And I honestly believe in that, and so when I go in and work on Wednesday, I'm going to be the first one to say, like, hey, these guys going to give us our best shot. Just because we beat them early in the year don't mean nothing. It's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year,
Right.
So we're going to go back to work and, get it done, find a way. That's our motto. Just find a way.
No doubt, Hitch. Well, listen, man, we're going to let you get out of here. We know you got to get back to the playbook. You had the fans, Chiefs Kingdom in the stands the entire season. They're going to be here another week. AFC Championship again. Wish you all the best, brother. We definitely appreciate you joining us on the Behind the Mask podcast. If there's ever anything that you need from us, don't hesitate to ask.
I appreciate you guys, man.
What's going on? It's your favorite plus-size model, Tutan Reyes, in the building. Thank you for joining us on another edition of the Behind the Mask podcast. We sat down with Anthony Hitchens, starting linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, that was a great episode. But check it out. We need to make sure that you guys subscribe and share to the Behind the Mask podcast. Click the notification so you can see when all the episodes drop. And also, you got to follow us on social media, right? We have giveaways every now and again. You never know when you can work away with some BTM swag. At the BTM podcast on all social media platforms. And remember, on the Behind the Mask podcast, there's only one rule. There are no rules. 2021, getting it done. We're about to see what's going on. Super Bowl coming up, championship week coming up. I'm ready. Hope you are. Behind the Mask podcast.